Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. I'm so sorry that I'm late. Guys, it was getting a little real around here. I thought I was gonna have to take one of my babies to the ER, but everything's okay. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this episode, guys. We're going over The Wire season 1, episode number 13. That's the season finale. All right. Hey, Oliver Spartan and Inga. Hey. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for waiting. And I do apologize once again. Hey, Karan. I'm doing okay. Yes, I'm doing okay. I'm trying. And I'm going to try my best to be excited. But I'm trying, guys. All right. So now let's bring in my co-host, Moochie. Hey, girl.
We gotta talk about the finale tonight. Come on.
Yes. Karen Jones in the building. Yes, help bring up my spirits, please.
Come on. We're gonna talk about the finale. We're gonna see what happens to who, what goes on where, and why. The who, the what, the when, the where, and the why.
Yes. Thank you, Inga. Keep me in prayer if you guys pray. Anybody that pray for me, please. Not to Buddha or nobody like that. I'm a Christian, so if you pray to the Christian God, then yes, pray for me, please. All right. So yes, let's get into it. This episode is called Sentencing. And guys, there was a lot of that going on, okay? Lots of sentencing going on up in here, okay? Thank you, Karen, for putting up those director clappers and the hammers for Moochie. All right, guys, so here we go. So the episode, it starts off with Kima, and she is awake, all right? And listen, I want to, before I say what I have to say, let me read this because I don't want to take away the moment. I have to let you know and lay it out because this scene, I actually liked I liked everything about it. So she wakes up and Bunky tries to get her to ID 2 of the shooters, but she only gives him Little Man, right? And so after he lays out, all the goings on, basically the evidence and how they got the DNA from the cup and all this other stuff, he tells her that there's still a downside to all of this because they have no guns, no eyewitness, and no prints from the scene. So they're going to have a hard time when it comes to taking this thing to trial. All right. And, she's looking at the pictures and everything. She said, I could definitely make Little Man. He's showing the pictures. He's showing her everything. She even recognizes who Weebay is, but she won't ID him because she said the second dude was too far back. He was in the shadows. And Bunk tells her, listen, you would make it a lot easier, right? If you give us both of the shooters and because you're the victim, right? So it will play a whole lot easier come trial. And she says, yeah, well, sometimes things just gotta play hard. All right. And what do you think about this before I say what I have to say about it?
I like the fact that she was being honest. She was being honest, and he gave her out. He actually gave her out like, look, he was there. We know he was there. And he even made the other guy leave the room to let her know, look, well, we got him.
He was still there. He kept looking. He went over to walk over by the window.
He made him walk away so he wouldn't actually see him putting his finger on
Weebay, right?
Right.
What did he call it? The thumb action or some crap?
He said he did his fat finger.
The fat finger, fat thumb, or something like that. And I just respect this scene. I respect what she did in the scene because even though she felt like she could go ahead and ID him, she didn't want to do it that way. Right. She didn't want to play dirty. But it's so funny because she was trying to play a little dirty in the beginning of this season when it came to what was she? Remember they was doing something. Her and McNulty, they were doing something, and I forgot what they did, but they were like,
that was when Freamon told her it was wrong what she did, and I want to say it was with it was with them IDing the shooter for Omar's boyfriend.
They were trying.
It was like they gave Omar information where he said he was there, and they know that Omar didn't actually see the shooting.
Right. Happen. They were trying to use Omar because Omar was willing to say it was him, and when it wasn't, so they know they were doing something wrong, and they were still winning. So in this scene, this scene right here, she's a little different with it, and you would think that she wouldn't do that, but maybe when Freamon was talking to her, it might have changed her mind a little bit, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So yeah, and she also beat up Bodie, exactly. So maybe she's changing just a little bit. Hey Teddy, hi. So now let me take her off because that was my little quote that I had. Sometimes I got a few little quotes, guys.
Sometimes things just gotta play hard.
Yep, that was a quote, and I like that one, so I had to share that. So now we got to move on to let me share this quote with y'all guys. First of all, let me make sure that this guy. So let's go home, sir. This is when Hurt is telling Carver, because remember when they were arresting everybody, they got Ronnie Moe and a whole bunch of other dudes. They load them up in the van. They're making bust. All right. And Carver says, all right, we did our little fishing and everything. Let's go home now. And Hurt is like, let's go home, sir. Like, you need to, when you're around the troops, you have to start getting used to showing me respect because I'm about to be a sergeant and everything. I was like, this guy is really something else. Knowing that this guy, he's basically his right hand on here, kind of, right? And he got the nerve. You see how what happened when people get a little power and stuff like that? They want to start acting all, too big for the...
And they both took the test, but that's neither here nor there. But
right, they both took the test, and did it wind up that, because we could talk about that because I didn't take the picture, nothing. I was trying to figure out if it wind up that he didn't make it, because he was saying that a lot of people got jumped over him. So including him, including Carver. And he was saying congratulations to Carver. He said, well, I guess I'm not leader material. And I was saying to myself, I said, all of that for nothing. You talking about something, so let's go home, sir. And you ain't even make it. But then I got thrown off when Daniels was walking by and he was doing like a little small little speech or drill with these other dudes from that looked like they came straight out the academy or whatever. And he was telling them that, that police work that you guys were doing and all this stuff with on the streets, whatever, roughing folks up, and real police work starts in here and all that, right? So when he was doing that, I was thinking, so does that mean that you passed the test? Like, I'm confused because
he passed the test. He passed the test.
He just didn't rank high.
No, he ranked high. But they looking at his record because of all the complaints that he got for brutality.
Right. Okay.
That's what's gonna probably he might become a sergeant.
Don't say nothing.
No, I'm not going ahead.
No.
He might become. Let me finish talking.
No, because
I'm not going ahead.
No, but if he's gonna make sergeant or not.
But I'm not going ahead. I'm trying to tell you how they do stuff with jobs like that. You're not even letting me get my thought out.
No, I want you to get your thought out, but I'm saying...
Yeah, but I'm not going ahead, though.
If you say something like, hey, Art Love, if you say something like, he might become sergeant...
It's your show. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, really, Moochie?
No,
I'm just saying...
I'm not going ahead. I said it more than once.
Herc is a sergeant. Okay, Art Love say he's a sergeant. He might become...
Yeah, but I wasn't going ahead. See?
No, it's fun. All right, you're not going to understand, but you know what? If he does become whatever you're saying, I'm coming back to you.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
because now you're trying to get...
I was trying to
you
say,
trying to base up too much.
No, I was trying to say they look at your record with stuff like that. So he's not gonna get promoted. They're looking at they look at your record and all that when you go for promotions, your attendance and stuff like that. That's all I was gonna say. But go ahead.
Stop.
No, go ahead, because you think I'm gonna spill the beans, so I'm just not.
I don't. Now you try. You know we go through this every freaking week. Now all of a sudden you want to try to get a real attitude. Really, unbelievable to me, guys.
I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Yeah. Unbelievable. She's unbelievable. Look.
I am muting myself.
He says, "Can we all just get along, right?"
She knows I love her.
Let's get along. Oh my gosh, Moochie got a stinking attitude right now.
I don't got a stinking
attitude. And so let's move on from these
accused of sport.
Freaking bald head dude over here got us arguing.
Look, so I just wanted to get my point out.
Hey, Samara.
Go ahead.
They probably in the chat like, what the heck is going on? They probably
it's all on you. Go.
Temperatures are rising. Let me stop. Anyway, let's move on to the next scene. So now in this scene right here, Daniels and he tells Freeman and Prez and McNulty that they need to do something with this case, okay? Because it's like, yo, the wire's dry, everything's over, and all of that kind of stuff. So, we got to do something because if the the upper, what's his name, Burrell or whoever finds out, then what's going to happen is they're going to shut everything down. They're going to be reassigned and stuff. So that Daniels, he wants something to take place really quickly. All right. And so McNulty says we could go to the feds. And you know how McNulty is. He is always ready to freaking go behind the boss's back because Daniels was like, we can't do that, and Burrell and McNulty saying they don't gotta know. They don't gotta know about it. I'm not gonna spoil. Oh, I'm over here reading it. They don't gotta know nothing. Okay, so look, now you see this hot mess that McNulty is, very insubordinate, but Daniels is actually jumping on his train now. Like, all right, let's go to the FBI then and see what's going to happen with that. Did you want to say anything before we move on from that? Because that's just a build-up.
Well, about them going to the FBI, he wants to just take two of them with him so they could plead their case, so they could get them on board to go after these people.
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't go ahead, right? Okay, I'm good.
No, use it. All right, I'm ignoring you. So now Avon comes out. He makes bail. They already knew he was going to make bail. They was like, we don't even got enough.
Arrested.
Yeah, it was like, we don't got nothing really to hold this guy. He's going to make bail. He's going to be out. All right. And so he makes bail. Levy tells him and Stringer that he has a gut feeling that it's a wire because Stringer and Avon are like, how the heck, this can't be all this information coming up from one rat. Like one rat cannot be telling them this. So that's when Levy was like, it's a wire. Okay, that got y'all all jammed up. So he tells them, you need to think about, who was charged and what kind of time they can do. And because like this can help them limit their exposure by kind of orchestrating a structured plea in which they're going to have to give up or deliver like all of their people. And I'm like, dag, that's kind of cutthroat right there. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, the Levy wanted to know how much time are your people willing to do?
Mm-hmm.
They got to spread out the bail money because they're talking about all of this now because now it is nowhere safe to talk now. They don't know where it's safe for them to talk, but they got to talk to the lawyer because they got to get this all worked out where they get these people out before someone starts spilling the beans.
Mm-hmm. Doing the moochie. So now
I'm going to let that one go. Go ahead. You got it.
Right.
I didn't say any spoilers tonight though. But
I
anywho,
okay. You know I'm gonna keep it in my head. You know
yeah,
I
keep it
am.
in your head.
All right. So yes, look at him. He like, shh, don't talk. So now they got their own little spot now. I mean, a new spot, which is in a funeral home. And I was like, ooh, that's kind of like weird as heck. Even Avon was like, it's too still up in here for me. Like he don't look like he that comfortable. But then when you start looking outside and looking around at the environment, it seemed like he was like, all right, this could work. Right. So then the sister comes up in there and she about to talk and they like, nah, we can't talk. So she like, y'all really paranoid. And so Avon was telling her, look, we can't ever talk business inside anymore, indoors, like never again, right? And so they start talking a little more, and Stringer and Brianna tell Avon to, lay low for a little while because there's too much heat on him, and that Brianna's gonna handle the money and String will handle the prop. So go ahead, Moochie, you can fade
And
though.
not only that, they want to get in touch with D.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna reach out to her son.
Yeah. And he was saying that he's sorry about what happened. Like, tell him I'm sorry and stuff, and I'll make it up to him. And she like, you sure are gonna make it up to him. So much for that. But next we have D'Angelo, guys, and he's singing again. This guy got an album out. And huh?
Sing a song.
And he is like, just, I mean, because you already know, we talked about this the last episode, when we were talking about the situation with Wallace. And once he found out Wallace was dead, he was ready to do his solo debut. Okay.
Mhm.
And so now it's like he was giving up everybody, all the bodies, like they were bringing all the pictures, like they was revisiting everybody that they were investigating, every murder that they were investigating. And they brought up Wallace, of course. They brought up I think they brought up Gant, right?
Yeah, they brought up Gant. They brought
And they
up.
brought up Lakeisha, and yeah.
He didn't know about the other security guard that
Right.
testified in his trial getting
Mm-hmm.
killed. So he saw
Right.
that.
Yeah, he didn't know about that. And
I think this is. Doesn't he see Wallace picture? Like
yep,
he
he
sees
saw.
Wallace picture
Mm-hmm.
here.
And then they brought up Deidre, and that's when we find out that it was Weebay who was
Mm-hmm.
behind that, the whole tap tap tap. And the funny thing, that's like, we already talked about this, that it was kind of unrealistic that Bunk knew about the tap tap tap, and so did what's his name, D'Angelo. He even gave up Weebay, obviously, and then he also gave up the gun, the 45. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, this guy is dropping them all. He is not playing any games. But I felt really bad for him, to be honest, because he was saying that this life just sucks you up. He's been in this life all this time, and that's why I also wanted to share this quote, because he was just saying that when he was in jail, he was freer, you know what I mean, than when he was at home. And he kind of just, he was saying that I'll give y'all everything you need, everybody, if you could just let me start my life over. So did you want to add anything to that?
He was saying how he wanted to start his life over. He wanted a new life. And basically he told them how he was born into this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who my uncle is?
Yeah.
Do you
Did
know
he say
who?
grandfather
Do you
too?
know who my grandfather is?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just running off all the names.
Yeah, he sure was. So that was that. And I think what was her name, Rhonda, she was trying to tell him that she can't do all of that, but he's saying like, that's what I want. And so
He wanted to be like Wallace, he said, because
yeah.
Wallace was promised a new life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was saying that same thing Wallace went. That's what I want. All right. And so that was kind of sad. But so now we have what's his name? McNulty and Daniels. They try to sell their Barksdale case to the FBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
And while that's going on, let me get this off of the screen. Hold on. While that's going on, we got Bodie dealing with his own situation down at the low rises, where you got some other, like rival corner boys.
Competition.
Yes, and they like, what? You know better. Like, this is not what you. This
Y'all
is
like the way he caught that bat in his
yeah.
stride and kept his stride, the same stride, caught the bat and was ready to get busy.
Yeah, so I was like, oh wow, what is happening here? So they over there fighting. They've been trying to hold it down throughout the whole situation. So now we're gonna go back to the FBI. Now the FBI was saying that they want bigger fish, like they want people like Cartel or the Colombians, and it was like, we don't got nothing like that. We have local folks. That's who we got, locals. And so then when they were saying, well, you got to give us some kind of corruption, and as soon as they said some kind of corruption, exactly who they were thinking about.
Yeah, they want a senator.
Clay. Yeah, Clay. So that's what was going on with that. So what do we got next? So then now we have where McNulty finally goes to visit Kima, and her girlfriend is there, and they're talking, business and the case and everything, because Bunk had to tell him, like, you didn't go visit her yet. Like, what are you waiting for? Is this about you, or is it something else? Because he feels guilty about what happened to Kima.
Yeah, I think guilt was making him not want to go there because he couldn't face her.
And so then she says that she leaves. She's like, F both of you guys or whatever. And that's when we find out from Kima that her girl wants her not to be in this anymore. Like, it's not worth your life and all of this stuff. So did you want to add on to this or anything?
Well, nobody would tell her about the case, but McNulty was letting her know everything that's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what really set her off, where she was like, F both of y'all, and walked out.
Yeah, because she was saying that Daniels was giving her all of the good stuff, right? All the good news.
Nah, Daniels wouldn't tell her any of the good stuff. That's what she was saying.
I thought she was saying he was only telling her good news.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell her stuff that's going on with the
yeah, like when McNulty was
the only thing they talked about is, okay, we got him. We got the people that shot you.
Right. So only good stuff, like good news. Like, he wasn't telling her the things that McNulty was saying. Like, it ain't all that great.
No.
So after that, she says, can you do something for me? And so we see that he goes to visit Bubbles, and he's back on the stuff, right? And he gives him money. McNulty gives him some money, and I guess that's from Kima as well. And at first he was like, he's gonna give it back, but then you saw, and when McNulty was like, you sure? You saw him put that sucker right back, fold it up, get ready to put it right back in his pocket, because he gonna need it soon to go cop. And that's exactly what he did. And before he was leaving, he was like, can you don't tell her? Yeah, can you not tell her anything? So I don't know if you wanted to add.
She was so proud of him being clean. And I think once that cop roughed him up, that's what kind of made him fall off the wagon too. When he beeped her the day after, because she was supposed to help him. Mm-hmm. And that cop roughed him up real bad in the last episode. I think that's probably what made him fall off and go back to using so quick.
Oliver says, let me bring it back for you, since he said this is your favorite line, but she's not. The friend already left by that time, but he says the favorite line is, since I got you in here crying like my bee, I need you to do me a favor. Yep. Aw, Bubbles really struggled the entire season. Yeah. It was sad. Right, Inga, he wanted to go into witness protection. It's kind of sad, these guys, I don't know, they can't win. So, all right, so now, Bubbles is at it. I mean, he's back on it. And this right here, guys, I cannot. I know you were saying that you was...
You leave Freamon alone.
This is not professional, all right? And then...
Look, and then he closed the door.
Yes! And he closed the door. She over there whispering in his ear. I'm like, what is happening here?
He done got himself a girlfriend.
They was looking, hey, support gaming. They was looking like, what is going on?
She got herself a zaddy.
Sure do. Like, what is going on in the world?
She got herself a zaddy.
I mean, they got two. You saw the 2 plates of food they was coming in there, like they having a lunch date and everything. I'm like, really, Freeman?
You
You
know,
doing
got
a
her some
little.
contact lenses.
You are doing a little too much, Freeman. A little too much.
He
What's
done
going
turned her
on?
on and stuff when she took off them thick old gal frames. And she got on some contact lenses.
We was trying not to tell you. Listen, somebody did say it, I think. Remember that? Somebody had
Freeman
mentioned
fell in
it.
love with a stripper.
Hey, Little Rock, he said that he still haven't seen The Wire, but here to hang out. Oh,
Damn,
thank you so
what's
much.
up, Lil Rock?
Yes, he definitely did. She rock and she rolling.
In love with a
She
stripper. Got the body of a goddess.
Oh my gosh. God, terrible. Anyway, I just had to, because this is getting on my nerves. I told y'all last time it's getting on my nerves. Hey, Star, getting on my nerves. Support Gamer said the Wire deserved a season 6.
Oh, right. Definitely.
Yeah. So let's move on. So now we got what's this? Oh, this is kind of where the FBI, they want to turn Avon and Stringer into cooperators. Like if we take over the case, this is what's going to happen. So you know that McNulty of everyone is pissed. Of course, Daniels is pissed. Like they're not trying to hear that because they want these people to go away. You know, if they cooperate, you know they're not gonna do.
They're not gonna get no time.
Right.
And we already know Stringer's untouchable right now. That they didn't arrest him.
Right. And so you know, this makes McNulty and Daniels unhappy. So they're like, you know, no deal. And they get up and get the heck out of there. And then we get to another scene where I didn't take the screenshot of that one where Rhonda was getting a phone call about, you know, she thought everything was going well, but she gets a phone call saying that the lawyer, D'Angelo's lawyer, is on the phone or whatever. And I say, what in the world? I know that Shinga is not spoiling stuff. We're not going to tell you with Freeman and Chardine. Wait till you see what happens with the rest of their relationship. I want to know what's going to happen with the rest of their relationship. Not right now, obviously. But, you know, sure.
Got the body of a
Yes, Art Love. That's exactly what they said. Empty suits.
That's what McNulty said. He went in on them.
You know he got a smart mouth. So listen, Brianna comes up there, guys, and someone said it. They said something about she talked them into doing. Let me see if I can find it. No, I don't want to talk about that yet. Never mind, because we kind of like going. I want to stay kind of like on track. So she comes up in there, and he's like, you know, I just want a regular life, basically, and it's not right. He always talking about family. What about me and all of this? And she's like, so then what's right? You know, because do you want him to take the rap for you? Because he will, but if he does the time, then you got to step up. And he's like, you know, I'm not ready for that. I'm never going to be ready for this game. You want to go ahead and take it, girl? I'm passing the baton.
She was saying that, look, like if he takes the time, you're going to have to step up. He's not ready to step up. So she's letting him know first of all, she had to really look for him. And he was like, how did you find me? And she was like, I'm your mother. I'm always going to be able to find you.
Yep.
So they must have hit him real good where he wasn't in any type of regular situation where you could find somebody when they get locked up.
Right. He was like, that sends the message, you know,
yeah.
like
so it did.
Don't
and she was like, I got your message, but let me tell you this. If you do this, you're gonna make it bad for everybody, for the cousins, for Donette, for your baby.
Yeah. Throwing all of that in his face.
And she let him know, like, you know, this is not with the plan. And if you do this, you're gonna be taken care of.
She's like, it's all part of the game. So and then she was like, what do you mean start over? How you gonna start over without your family, without your peoples, without your son and all of that stuff? And it's like, man, come on, people could start. Sometimes your family is the people that you have to get away from. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Them toxic freaking folks. And the
Mm-hmm.
way she was talking, that was some toxic mess. I'm sorry, because if one man got to take care of a whole bunch of people, that's ridiculous. So, and she's basically saying that if something happened to him, this and that, we will all be messed up and this and that and the third. And it just wasn't a good look what she was doing right here
And
at all.
look, the last episode, she had to get talked into it. Look at what Avon was saying. Look at this crib you got. Look at this. Look at
Mm-hmm.
that. Look,
Yeah.
this could all go away
Yeah.
if he does something wrong. This could all go away from us.
Right. And so she took what he was saying, like, because he reminded her and she came here and reminded him,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like when he was saying something, I want a better life, or I want start over or something like that. And she said, what you giving them? Because she already knew that there's no way none of this is going to go down without you over there offering up information.
Exactly.
Bad mother. She should have been on the list. We gonna talk about that next time when we do it. So, guys, Carver is the snitch, all right, that has been talking to the deputy ops all this time. Oh my gosh. So, yes, Takesha, very selfish. Sorry. and it was like he was putting that piece and everything together, like, every time, you were here, he kind of was 10 steps ahead of me. He was knowing stuff before I was and everything. But the one time he didn't know anything was the time when you was out. I think he was testing or something, right?
Yeah, he went to some sort of training thing.
Yeah, so he was out training or doing testing, whatever he was doing. And, look, Carver's like, I'm sorry, but that was the deputy ops. And he kind of like, he not grabbed my attention, but he pulled me aside and all this stuff and was saying that he wanted me to come in and just tell him what's going on and all this stuff. But the thing that I like about this scene is that Daniels, he didn't really have, any animosity or nothing like that towards him. He was just kind of telling him, giving him advice, saying that, when you become a sergeant or whatever leader you're about to be a few weeks from now, the people that you lead, they're going to go by your cues, right? So if you show loyalty, they're going to learn loyalty. And if you show them about, that it's all about the work, they're going to be about the work. And if you show them some other kind of game, then that's the game they'll play. And I was like, that is some good advice. Remember, we were kind of talking about that in one of these episodes. No. We were talking about that, I think, on your channel, We Own the City. And they were saying, we were talking about, like, it's really all up to the leader that kind of like, they set the tone for it all.
Exactly. We spoke about that again tonight when we talked about the episode.
Oh, okay, right. So they set the tone for it all. So once again, that was another quote that I enjoyed. So I just want to put it up there. You show them some other kind of game, then that's the game they'll play. And you saw that was going on in We Own the City. And there was another thing that was saying we own the city with the little, when Herc was like, you gotta beat cases with this or whatever he was saying in this episode, right? It was kind of parallel to what that first episode was when Jenkins was talking to the kids. I mean, to the kids, to the other police officers and stuff. It's kind of, a little similar to that, but I feel like, I don't know, Jenkins was a little worse with it. But anyway, guys, did you want to say anything else about this before we move on?
I think he took heed to everything that Daniels was telling him. And he's taking heed to it, but he's still young. But he was like, well, who the deputy ops offered me a Danish, and I never even been on this floor. So he was kind of like turned on by that too, by getting noticed by him too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's the deputy ops. He's so freaking corny.
He kind of thought he was doing. I think he knew he was doing the wrong thing, because once that guy came in there and yelled at him, "Quit BSing with me," a couple of episodes before.
That guy that came in there.
Yeah, that when he knew stuff And he's like, how is he finding this out?
Mm-hmm.
Daniels was saying that when he screamed at him,
Yeah.
but he still couldn't put everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And then Freeman was like, it's somebody else is going up to, like, remember you used to tell him everything. Now
Mm-hmm.
he's found another person
He
in this
found
unit.
somebody else. Yep, he found somebody else. And that is it. We didn't know who it was. And I remember I was thinking it was the other guy that, because Rawls kind of had the other dude basically babysitting or trying to snitch on McNulty. And I kind of thought maybe it's him. But I guess not. Okay. So guys, they got Weebay. They went Bunk and Freeman went to some guy that they knew. I think he went in retirement or something, but he was still working behind some desk or counter. And they said they needed a trap in, I forgot what it was called, man.
Trap and trace.
Trap and trace. And yo, the guy was like, you know, it's gonna take like weeks, this and that. So they're like, oh, okay. And when they were about to walk away, he was like, all right, well, this is when you're supposed to tell me how important it is to do this and that. You know, like they wasn't even trying to fight for the thing. But anyway, they obviously got the trap and trace, and they got the phone number that they were looking for. And they got him to come out by busting his windows. Do you want to add anything to this particular scene?
Look, they got all the information from D'Angelo. I dropped him there. He in Philly. I took. Why? How you know he's there? Because I took him there.
I don't know the street. I just know that's where I took him, north, this or that or whatever. So he gave them a huge lead. All right, huge. So now we're gonna get back to him, but as we said with the phone call, you know, she got up in there, she got all up in his head. So Levy done took over his case because he was using a public defender. And so now it's like it's time to get back into this whole thing now. Did you want to say anything before I moved on? Or
it was like, even though he knows he doesn't want to do this, his mother is gonna stand behind him. Look, she probably got a hotel room and was going up there every day he had to visit, and just to make sure she keep him on the program where he's with everything.
Terrible lady. So guys, and I hope you remember this, Muji, because I was trying to remember. I was like, it's too late. By the time I tried to remembered it, I didn't have time to go back and find the scene, but it would have been too much anyway. So
don't you want to
this is when we find out that Rawls is transferring McNulty because he found out he went over his head with the whole FBI thing and all of this stuff. And he was like, I really want the best for you and everything. And he said, so where do you not want to go? And remember, Freeman said the same thing, was talking to him. And I think he said, if they ever ask you, where do you not want to go? Or something like to that effect.
You don't tell them.
Don't tell them. Okay, that's what it was. All right. Because then they freaking made him go to the porn shop. So it must have been mum's the word for this guy. He probably was just like, I don't care. Anyway, so did you want to add something to that, or that was ain't nothing much? They just got rid of him finally. They're like, I'm tired of you, guy. Like, you're a good cop. I mean, you're a good detective, but you just too much. You got to get out of here. Did you want to say anything or no?
Look, he was ready to give it to him. No, that's the thing about it. He was like, you know what? I got you now. You done messed up. I told you if you mess up, I'm gonna really damage you. And he's gonna put him where he don't want to go. And I'm gonna stop there.
Yes. I will talk about it later. All right. So now, like I said, Levy done took over D'Angelo's case. Well, took it back over. And now, because of this, they can't have nothing. They don't get the people they want anymore. You know, they pissed off. Rhonda's mad. Like, now they don't got Stringer. They don't have Avon or nothing, right? And so he's like, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure he's ready. He's prepared to cop to all his crimes or whatever.
He's ready to cop to all his crimes because they already got him for the cop.
Yes. And the thing is, she is like, I need Avon. 4 years is not enough for Avon. So he was like, well, go ahead, then make a deal, then make an offer, he said. And so we get to the next scene where they're at the sentencing for Avon, and he takes 7 years for the whole ordeal with the whole traffic situation that D'Angelo was in. And he takes 7 years max for that. And did you want to add something to that?
He got 7 years. He's supposed to not. He could be paroled in a certain amount of time, but he's got 7 years. They gave him 7 years off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Weebay, he's copping the. I'm sorry. What?
Hold on. Yeah, I think that's. We're gonna get to Weebay, but it was this scene right here. They started talking about what's his name? Was it Ronnie Mo?
Mm-hmm.
And he got like 15 years. Did you see his face? I'm talking about what's the dude's name? This guy here. I'm sorry, Avon. He was looking like he did. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but I was feeling like he wasn't feeling comfortable with that. Where like the guy is getting all of these years. I don't know.
We didn't get to D'Angelo yet, right?
No. I felt like he was feeling definitely feeling some type of way.
Most uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because he kind of, it was really zooming in. The camera was zooming in a lot on his face with Ronnie Mo and with his nephew. And so it's just kind of showing me that, it don't really sit well with him that this is happening to his workers. So to me, that was kind of a good thing, because you don't want to see like this guy's just grimy. He don't care about nothing. You know what I mean?
I don't think it sat well with him, because they took so many precautions on not getting caught. Don't talk shop in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stay off of phones. And they kept reiterating all of that. So it's like, now that they got caught, it's like he feels bad, because it's like we have rules and everybody was supposed to follow these rules.
Yep. So now we got Weebay. I'm sorry.
He wants some more horseradish.
Yeah, I'm sorry though. He was making me hungry, honey.
He was like, if I could go for another, I'll do a whole bunch of talking. I guess he figured, look, I ain't gonna get another good meal for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
they was like,
talking I can.
Yeah.
And let these mother fathers eat.
He said, let me get. Yeah, he was tearing that food up. It looked so good to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want everything he eating right now. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't even know if I care too much about horseradish, but he just made it sound so good. And then he was saying like, I guess he was trying to get more time off, but the lawyer was like, listen, life without parole that is what it is. The only thing that you won't be getting by telling us, confessing to these murders is the death penalty.
Yep, that's the only thing that was off the table, was the death penalty. And he was like, and if they find any more, they could charge you. That's what he was saying. So that's why he was like, all right, I'm gonna just tell everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that one too.
That one. He was like, so as they were talking and they sent the guy out, he was like, and I had to put this one up there, guys. He was like, how about them witnesses? I'm like, really? So, because he was just adding folks. I think it was Gant that he didn't do.
And he didn't do Gant, but he said he did.
Yeah, and then Bunk was like, you did that by yourself? And he was just like, yeah, whatever. I was like, he is too much. But when they were saying you got to give up, what's his name, Stringer and Avon, he was like, nah. Like, he was just so nonchalant about it.
I'll give y'all all the witnesses and everything else, but that I'm not doing that.
Right. And I'm like, this is crazy, because he's so just calm about it. Like, listen, it is what it is. And
he went out like a G.
Yeah, like, this is the game that I was in. I knew that it would come to this, and whatever. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. I said, okay, this is, wow. Very, very interesting. Very, very, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck on the food. Like, I can't.
I know, right?
It was just so like he just made it sound so good. But then the guy came back and
He's
didn't
like,
have
no
what he
more
wanted.
horseradish.
Yeah. After he overly spilled the beans. Didn't even have to take the Gant thing. And was just like, yeah, tag. I said that and I didn't even
Yeah,
have
and
to.
they knew he didn't do the Gant thing.
Yeah, they knew it because he it was the way he said he did it. And he didn't have like a I think he said he did like a side. Did he say it was like a side shot? Did he say, or whatever it was? It was the opposite of where he got shot at.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew that he was just
Just talking.
Oh my gosh, that sounded like it was so good, girl. Takesha says D'Angelo and his crew the main reason they got jammed up. Yeah, it's a shame, guys. It's a shame. All right, so now we gotta move on to Freeman. As Rawls kicks McNulty to the curb, he brings Freeman back in to homicide.
Mm-hmm.
And you know he was a homicide detective before, right?
Yep.
Was
And
he the detective or just a homicide police officer?
he was. I think he was. I thought he was with Death though, because didn't the guys do something and they didn't want to charge him because he was related to somebody that had power?
It was a old lady that I think they robbed and killed. They broke into her house and they killed her.
Okay, I knew it was some
So I
type
think
of
he was
robbery or
still,
something.
yeah, he was still on homicide. Because I remember Bunk was telling him that, like, he used to be a homicide, it was just good police and all of this stuff. So look at it, he's right back there again, because he was he was very instrumental in this whole case and everything. So
But they also telling him he got to do things by their way and by the book.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he got to play the right game.
Yeah. So now we have a scene where, because it's getting, the episode is nearing its end, and now we just kind of see that everything is just going, it's business as usual now.
Right.
And so you see everything going on. The product is back on the street and everything, and Pooh is watching from afar, like he's looking at everything going on, how they doing the sales. He sees the guy doing the transaction, taking the money and doing the transaction at the same time, right? Giving him the stuff. And it was kind of the same thing I think that D'Angelo told him earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he tells him, listen, you got to go around, you give the money and you send him around. Same old thing. So now he's like, we got to start straightening things up around here. And then you also had Bodie doing his own little thing. Yep. Now we're at the sentencing. I said the sentencing, sorry. The sentencing for D'Angelo, guys. And he gets 20 years. And I'm like, that is horrible. That's horrible. So this is what your mother talks you into doing?
Yup.
Your mom talks you into that? Wow. Let's see what Inga says. Weebay was took on kills that he didn't even do because he got life in prison. He's never come home. Right.
Exactly.
So he's like, whatever. Who cares? I mean, he was just so nonchalant about it, though. I'm not gonna lie. Those projects have been torn down and be more. Oh, wow. Yeah, he was homicide police. All right. Did you want to say anything about this?
I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's when they showed Avon looked like he felt bad that D got the 20 years.
Yeah.
Because that was his nephew. I think that hurt him the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because it's like, it goes back to the point that he made. Like, he always talking about family. Family is the heart of things, or whatever he said. Mm-hmm. And what about me? And the sister, I didn't mean to do that. And the sister, the sister, but his mother talked him into all of this stuff, basically. Yeah. So it was just terrible. So yeah, it was definitely messed up. So now, one of the final scenes as well, we have McNulty off on a boat. So this kind of makes me feel like, because I know that the season 2, it's about docks and all that stuff, right? So maybe wonder is that where he got moved to? Because he off on a boat.
Yep.
Doing freaking what? He's a Coast Guard. That's like he went from a.
He's with the coast. Like I guess he's with the coastal police.
Yeah, because I'm
And
like,
that was something he did not want to do. He said he doesn't like the boat. It gets him sick.
Oh my god.
And he can't do it. That was his reason for not wanting to go there.
Yeah. Karan, I wish that I could have captured that moment and how it was slow-mo and everything and just him smirking at McNulty. That was good. And then McNulty got it twice because he got Avon smirking at him like that in slow-mo, and then he had Stringer outside talking about good work or good job or something. So they was just rubbing stuff in his face. And here's Avon. Here's McNulty. What the F did I do? You know, that's what he does. What the F did I do? McNulty was harbor police. All right. So we got, like I said, we got different scenes playing. And now we also see that, Stringer, he's at the funeral home. I had to take a picture of this because it's some eye candy. Eye candy. And as soon as he closes his eyes, we get to the final scene with Omar reappearing. And he reappearing, and he's already ready to do what he always does. Okay. And I forgot to mention, guys, as you always see across the bottom of the screen, you have the quote of the episode, which is all in the game. And they're saying that this is traditional West Baltimore, but this is actually what Omar says to this kid, to this guy right here, as he's robbing him. He said, all in the game, Oh man, I had the picture. What the heck? I hate when that happens. I thought I had everything. Load? Nope, it didn't load. Oh my gosh. I had the picture of him smiling and everything, guys. I cannot. How annoying is that? Anyway, did you want to say anything besides?
I'm glad so we know that he's going to be coming back when we see this. This is what I liked about it. Because he's still, even though it looked like he's in New York, they saying he's up to the same old thing.
Wow. He's not in New York, right? Like
I thought he was, because they showed the thing.
It seems like Brooklyn. Okay. Because it seems like he came back home. That's what I got.
That's it. It says something about Brooklyn, and it says something else on the wall at the top, like it was like a, not like a billboard, but like an advertisement or something.
Okay, that's cool. All right, let me see if I could share my screen real quick with you guys, and then we can get out of here. I'm not sure if I could though. I think that might be it right here. So, did y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's him smiling? Okay. I showed like way too. So I don't know how, because it uploaded. I told you guys that that's what be happening a lot. So I don't know how that went.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Yeah. So, but that was it. So Art Love said that he is back in Baltimore. I don't know, guys. I wasn't paying enough attention, but I thought that made sense, that now that everything is kind of like quiet, that he would be back. But
yeah, I don't know. At that time they saying he was in New York. Inga said he was in New York.
Yeah. So I can't say either or, because I wasn't really paying attention like that. The graffiti right there looked like he could have been, but graffiti is everywhere in every hood practically. So right. But any final statements you would like to make?
I'm looking. This was a good season. This got me where I wanted to see season 2. I know everybody talks about how they don't like season 2, but I like the whole series in its entirety.
Yeah. Well, I'll see. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. I don't think I've seen season 2.
Okay, so we really got to be quiet with this one.
Because I think I saw season 1 and I just saw season 3. I don't know how the heck that happened, but that's what happened.
So look, people, y'all gonna see me like this with my lips like this a lot?
Yep.
Because
Mum's
I'm
the
gonna be
word.
holding in all the spoilers.
Mm-hmm. If you
Okay.
could. Season 2 has a lot of gems and glues. That's the same. This is what Oliver said, and I think you were saying the same thing, Moochie. That it
Yes.
has a lot of gems, and he says glues the seasons together. So I'm
Exactly.
definitely
That's why I
looking
don't
forward.
understand why people pass on not watching season 2.
Right, but he does come back and says it's slow though. So because it's slow, I was saying that we'll probably do 2 at a time, because we're not going to be sitting here talking about a slow episode for an hour. You know what I mean?
All righty then.
So we'll just do, one episode, main points from one episode and main points from another episode. So the first one, though, I think I just want to talk about the first one by itself. I think we'll see. If it's too freaking slow, we're going to have to put episode number 2 in it, but we'll keep you posted. Okay. We got,
I
we
love
got,
said we got anger for the moochies. Leave my anger alone.
Yeah, Inga be doing a little something.
Look.
Just a little bit. Not always. She be trying her best, but sometimes, Originally,
Okay, Karen Jones, I hear you with that. Originally I didn't like season 2, but the more I watched it, the more I appreciated it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Look, she said, "Okay,
look. She said she's gonna keep her mouth closed. She just can't be doing all of this with her fingers.
Yeah, it's easier. It's actually easier for you, Inga. That's true, because you got time to think. Like, nah, I shouldn't say that. I don't know, but every season goes together like it's a puzzle. Yes.
Facts.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me again. Once again, I'm sorry that I was late. And thank you, Moochie, for coming on as usual and all of that good stuff. Do you want to talk about anything that's happening on your channel before we get out of here?
I'm trying to get up 61st Street and my review for Also We Own the City.
Nice. So that's great. I don't have anything. Oh yeah, my bad. I do, guys. I do.
You got what you call it, right?
Huh?
Atlanta, right?
Oh yeah, Atlanta's on Thursday. It's coming out on Thursday. So my review might either come Thursday night or Friday. So look for that. But guys, Thursday we're going live at probably either 10 or 10:10, depends. For Ozark, the season 4 recap of Ozark. I was over there like, all right, I got one more episode.
Call me mad at me again?
And it was 10. No, because it was 10, and I thought that was it. It's like 13 or 14 episodes, so I didn't even finish. I'm over here like, yo, I'm about to be done. Y'all, she already freaking spoiled something.
I did not.
And I had to call her behind. I had to call her and prepare her and said, Moochie, I'm going to kindly curse you out.
Come on with it.
Be prepared.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
Be prepared. Look at you. You got a nerve. You got nerve to be having that attitude.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Nerve. Anyway, but we're gonna talk about Ozark, man. It's good so far. Don't say nothing in the chat, guys, because I didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it, so please don't talk about it. Don't mention
like
anything.
Up to episode 10 or something like that. I'm sorry. Love you guys. Inga, have a good night. Support Game and Art. Love to Keisha, Duke. Who else? Karen
Support
Jones,
gaming.
Star, Alexander, Oliver, Spartan, Karan, Roland. Thank you guys so much for always being here and just helping out, keeping the chat live and stuff like that. AG, thank you so much for coming. I think, did I say Star Alexander? If I didn't, hey girl. All right, guys, love you. You have a blessed night and, get to work safe and all that stuff tomorrow, whatever you got to do. All right, take care. Bye-bye.